Hey world, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm here with a very special guest. He's an actor from Sacramento, California, has starred as Tyree in Straight Outta Compton and as Cameron in the new Netflix movie, Reality High. I'm here with the one and only Keith Powers. How are you today?
Thank you, I'm great. Nice to have you.
It's good to have you. So you just spoke at our first ASU GBM. That was such a wonderful experience. You talked about your acting career and everything that you've been through. Can you give us a little background of what you spoke about?
Yeah, I just spoke about, really it's just my whole thing about talking to, the youth and to students, just about authenticity and just giving my story and just showing them that, there's people in the industry that's down to earth, that have character and humility, and just trying to figure it out just like the rest of everybody. It's as much as we're trying to find answers, we know that you guys are too at school, and just know that it's no different. This industry, it grows, it changes, and we have to change, we have to educate ourselves. And it all goes back to just educating yourself. We all have to do it in any aspects of life. And I just like talking to the students and just connecting with them, because I wish I had somebody to come back and tell me like, hey, I know what you're going through, I'm going through the same thing, just in a different world. So I just hope that I encouraged as many people as I could, and it took something away from me.
Awesome, that's really good. So can you tell me, when did you officially decide that you wanted to pursue the entertainment industry as an actor and a model?
I knew I wanted to pursue it. Actually, I didn't know until I moved to LA and I started learning more about it. And the model industry helped me get into the acting industry. And once it did, and I was like, okay, I like acting. But what made me love it is the studying and actually being on set. And I was like, okay, I really love this. I really love acting. And me study more about the industry. And what makes me really love the industry is that there's no limits in regards to, like, there's limits, but there's no limits in regard to creativity. You can always create in your mind, create at home, create with your friends. You can always try to make that creation something bigger. So that's what I do love about the industry, because you could apply your creativity you can bring it to the industry if you want to. It's just all about going the extra mile.
Awesome. So you spoke a lot about hearing no's and failure.
Yes.
What motivated you not to give up?
One was my bills. I was like, I need to pay my bills. And then two, it was just like, like, it was all or nothing. It was like, the worst that could happen if I do give up on this is like, I'll go get a job, I'll work hard, and I'll hustle that way. But I was like, something in my mind, and maybe, I think it was God, it was the people around me, were just like, keep going. Because I swear, every time you really get to that point where you're like, I'm about to give up, something always happens. And that's because really, it builds you as a human to go through that obstacle and go through that storm. You have to go through it in order to grow anyways. So why not go through it early instead of finding out the hard way later when you are up there and it's like, oh snap, it hurts you at a level where you can't go back up. You learn it early, where those no's early really help you grow as a man or as a woman in the industry later on. And the no's really just been the most blessings in my life. Like, all those no's, I took something from every single one of them. And I'm like, man, hey, I'm ready for the next no's to help me for the future again. Definitely.
My mom always speaks about, like, rejection sometimes being a blessing.
I think it is all the time.
Yes, and it definitely has been for you with your, you've been in the new movie, Reality High.
Yes.
So in that movie, your character Cameron is pursuing his dream school, UCLA.
Yeah.
Can you tell me a little bit about what you think the importance of education is?
Well, one, I always say knowledge is power. I always say, man, like, if I was like, I'm smart, but if I was real book smart, I would go to school, and I would pursue my degree or my master's. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would have went that route and would have thought nothing else, but I wasn't. And maybe, everyone has a different path, but I always say, if you're in a school and you're there, don't give up on it unless, of course, you are the one in a million that get pulled from school and you're in a big movie. It's like, hey, that was your calling. But I always say, man, the education is important. I'm so glad. I love #Reality High because you took two African Americans, you put them in a setting that you could have put anyone of any color in. You know, my character was a swimmer who was going to Olympics, but he wanted to go to UCLA to study marine biology. I'm like, something you would never think about watching, you know, a love story growing up of two African Americans. You think either basketball or football or something else, which is fine. But it's like, let's push different views on the youth. Like say, you know, Cameron Drake is a perfect example of every young guy, and I actually relate to Cameron. He was only trying to go to Olympics for his dad, because in his family it was like sports, just like mine was. Nobody was talking about acting, but now I'm an actor, and in the movie, you know, he was able to tell his dad, like, look, I'm going to school and I will do the Olympics, but I want to study marine biology. I thought that was so dope, because I'm like, who studied marine biology? If somebody told me that and then explained to me what it was, I'd be like, yo, that's hard. Like, what? I didn't know nothing about marine biology until I did Reality High. And that's just so dope, and that's why I love actually doing what I do, because I get educated as I'm working.
So with Reality High, while filming that, what was your favorite scene?
My favorite scene in Reality High was the scenes like by Bob Burgers, like with my other castmates, just having those moments where like the bros are just like laughing, and I already love Bob Burgers, so I thought that was dope, but they're just in the parking lot laughing and like just saying crazy stuff. I think those are the best scenes to shoot, because they just let you go. And whatever you get, whatever you put in the scene, the improv in the scene, they keep it if it's good, or they don't. And then you think about it later, like, I can't believe I said that. We said all this crazy stuff that didn't make the movie, but it was fun. But that was like my favorite scene.
Awesome. So you're definitely a hardworking actor. So let's say you've been on set all day, you're stressed out, you're tired. What do you do to relax?
Well, I go home. One, I love to call someone to kind of vent about what happened. It helps. I think you always find one person where you can vent to that's actually that you can trust. That's always good to have someone you can like lean your head on, even if it's far away, just like on the phone, you know, just talk to them on FaceTime. And then I play video games. And I play video games. It's always good. It just eases me. Or, you know, sometimes I replay stuff in my head of what I did all day. Like, even if I was having a hard day on set, I just replayed in my mind all day what I could have did better. And it just gets me more excited for the next day. I try to like use that and then go to sleep, like give myself mental reps. But I feel like the best thing to always do is just have someone you can talk to. Or, you know, if you have a journal, like, and you're working, like if you're an actor, I was doing this for, I think, one of the jobs I worked, I forgot what it was. I think it was Sin City Saints. I would come home and then write my journal about just my days. I felt like that was always, even if I never read it again, just to get it out on paper, I was releasing something. I think that's always good, because this industry is very stressful. And women go through it. Women go through the most in this industry, because they tell you you're not pretty enough. You need to change this. You need to get a blue job. You need to do that. It's just like, and I wish I would have said that actually in the room. They just popped up, but that's just like, it's so hard for you guys. And I'm like, man, I don't even have to deal with that. If I had to deal with that on top of remembering my lines, on top of trying to be in, I probably would leave this industry, because I know some girls that go through it. And it's hard.
So you're currently like having a lot of success, but you said yourself that you're one of those people that never feel like satisfied.
Yeah.
And I can agree, I'm the same way. Like, yeah. I never really feel satisfied.
Yeah.
So with that being said, where do you see yourself 5 years from now? Like, where do you want to be?
5 years from now, you know, working on, I want to have a couple of studio films under my belt, and, you know, working on starting my production company. I'm not in no rush. Because when I do it, I want it to be right. I want to start my production company, at least start it in 5 years. But I really want to have a lot of great big screen movies under my belt that means something to the culture, to the people in general, to America, to the world. And also, I said start my company, but also, I want to have my own content. Hopefully get something myself developed, as far, even if it's a short film, even if it's directing a music video, even if it's writing a treatment for it. I want to do something that I can say, this is mine, and we made it come alive.
That is wonderful. So you're from Sacramento, California.
Yeah.
I was actually born in Sacramento, so I
What?
was raised there.
That's
so I don't know nothing
That's
about
so
it.
random.
But
tight.
you talked about going back to your community and getting people who are interested in the entertainment industry, helping them get a jump start.
Yeah.
How are you going to go about that?
Man, my idea was, I really had this idea of like starting my company, getting films under my company, and literally going to Sacramento, whether I got to put it on the radio and holding like a big casting call for certain roles for every pilot that I do, and get all those kids that you never would think like to look, have them come out and go for those roles, and whoever showed the most talent, whoever's do their thing, you take them, you fly them out and to do the callbacks in LA and do the tests and do all that, and you take care of, put them in a hotel, just let them experience that, and even if they don't get it, they always can be like, yo, that experience was great. And it makes them want to grow and leave and expand. That's what I just want to at least give them a chance. Like, we don't have chance, even in any small town, you don't have that chance. Like, so how can you even know that that's what you want to do? There's probably a million next Denzels and Leos, and that's saying a lot because they're amazing, out there, and we don't even know because they don't have the resources we have. It's probably the next, I don't know, Michael Jackson out there, and he just sitting there, he at home, he like, hey, I gotta go to work. Like, he don't know because he don't know nothing about the industry, and I just want to give those people a chance.
I agree.
Yeah.
So, if you can give some words of encouragement to like your supporters and your fans who are watching, something that you wish you would have heard around like a young age as a teenager, what would that be?
Take my time, patience, and just educate myself on whatever I want to do in life, no matter what it is. And I don't mean like educate myself just in school, but just educate yourself when you're not doing something. I was always having times when I was bored. I'm like, I'm bored, when I really could have been on the computer researching. When I first moved to LA, I didn't have no friends. I didn't know what I wanted to do, so I would be at home always researching. I learned so much just from the computer in that 1 year. The first year I moved out here, I was like, it literally turned me to a whole different man. That first year, I matured that first year because I was like, yo, I really learned so much just researching. I feel like all the info is there, we just gotta go research. Luxury nowadays, we could just get on our computer. Back then, I had to go to the library, get the books and open them and just sit there for hours. So I would tell myself to take my time and just educate myself more and tell myself like when you're gonna run into a bunch of no's, just take it and learn from it.
Awesome. I want to thank you for being here on behalf of the whole African Student Union at UCLA. We truly thank you for coming out to speak to our student body.
I appreciate it.
And thank you for being you.
Oh yeah, of course.